Somebody Cards. It's a show about a family-run baseball card shop in Wrigleyville in Chicago. The show's called Somebody Cards. It's also the name of the shop. It's a poorly named shop. It confuses people when they come in, but the motto for the shop comes from a good place in the heart, and it's everybody wants to be somebody, and we sell their cards as long as they're baseball cards. It's supposed to feel a little bit like Cheers meets Always Sunny in Philadelphia with a little bit of The League and Workaholics mixed in too. Main character is Gramps, and he is a 44-year-old guy. He owns the shop, and then his grandkids.
Let's start off because I think you said
Sure.
Gramps is 44.
Gramps is 44.
Gramps is 44.
Yeah, and his grandkids are 29 and 28. So he married.
Oh, okay, shit. So I
It's okay. No, that's fine. I'll just start over. Gramps is the owner of the shop. He's 44 years old, and his grandkids are Charlie, the girl. She's 29, and then Ryan's her younger brother. He's 28. Gramps married their grandmother about 20 years ago. She was in her 50s then, and the kids were 8 and 9. Grandma Soph, as she's known, she's passed away a couple years ago, and Gramps has inherited her old boutique, which he now has a card shop in. Sophie's deal was she was a designer and worked for Chicago industrial bands like Ministry and Revolting Cocks and other Wax Trax bands, and that's how she caught on and got popular and was able to build a boutique and make a bunch of money. And then she and Gramps met in the music scene, so Gramps is like a guy I would have known, back in the early 90s, and he just happened to marry a woman 25 years older than him. We're in a baseball card shop. Things should be normal. We open at 10, we close at 5, but things that happen in dreams happen here. The first story, the pilot episode, is about a Cran builds a time travel machine in the back of the shop. It's made out of a refrigerator box and works based on soft rock. So soft rock music relaxes the space-time continuum and allows them to travel back into time. There's a Shakespeare parody episode. There's a pseudo bank heist. Ryan has a horrible nightmare that Footloose brings about the zombie apocalypse. We have a episode chock full of dream sequences from a dog. One thing that I've had in the back of my mind from the beginning of this was Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, absurdist, existentialist look on secondary characters from Hamlet and what happens to them while Hamlet's going on over here. I was always fascinated with that story. I thought it was really an interesting way of looking at a bigger established work. So these things happen to them. They go and talk about what's happening in the actual real story, and then they just kind of report on it and then come back into the story, disappear, come back in, blah, blah. So I want to do something like that with characters who would be secondary in a bigger story, and we focus on them and learn more about their relationships and why they're more important, or why they are as important as well as the main story. So we don't see them travel in time, we just hear them report on it, and the jokes come from that.
Good for Slate?
Yep. I've been working on another series called Between the Lines, which is straight historical baseball biographies. While working on an episode of that about Mark Fidrich, I had the honor of meeting Tim Kazurinsky, who played an umpire in our episode. And while picking his brain on the process and how things work from writing through production, he suggested that I take a class at Improv Olympic with his old writing partner, Michael McCarthy from Saturday Night Live. Entering there, Michael, he liked the idea of doing a sitcom, and we talked about the baseball card shop, and that's where it all got started. The baseball card shop provides us with a stage. The people in it are what matter. It's their relationships, it's their story. Sometimes it has to do with baseball. More times than not, it's something else. It's just them getting through life. We want this to appeal to a wide audience and not just baseball fans, but we also would like to appeal to baseball fans who haven't seen a story like this.